Hello everybody, it's Charlie again, and I'm currently playing One Piece World Seeker. And this will be another replay review in 2024. And yeah, other than that guys, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. How's it going guys? Welcome to another replay review. This time we're reviewing a game by the one and only Luffy, or Monkey D. Luffy. Basically a One Piece game. Yes, I've known about One Piece for a very long time. I refused to watch it because I heard it was over 1,000 episodes, at least the anime. And I had been watching other animes that are long as hell, like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. And Luffy did interest me as a character of what I've heard. As you can see, the world is massive in this game. It's on an island. It's a little different than the show, I think, in some ways. But it also has amazing cinematics, guys. Beautiful cinematics that will remind you of the anime once again. But the point is that since it was over 1,000 episodes, I ended up just watching the live action one that I loved dearly. And even though the commercials looked dumb and I thought I wasn't gonna like it, I ended up really enjoying it. So I decided to look for other media related to One Piece, and I found this game. This game, I heard about it a while back. I heard it had problems and people didn't like it, but since it was like $4 or $5, I said screw it, I'm gonna buy it. And as you can see, a lot of the regions in the game, I don't know if they're in the actual anime because I've only seen a couple of episodes, but I think they're so creatively done. I think the graphics, since they're native 4K HDR on the ps5, by the way, it still runs at 30 FPS. For the most part, it's stable frame rate, but dips here and there that may annoy you, some slowdown. But I think overall the game still works if you like One Piece, that is. So it is an open world game, action adventure like, not like the other game that I heard was, I guess, turn-based. This one is very much beat 'em up style, fast paced, with all of Luffy's abilities and stuff like that, which I'll talk about later. There is boss rush mode as well. As you can see, I try to show it in that piece of that video, as well as the 1000 Sunny, which is the boat they're usually on. There's treasure to find not only on the boat but all across this massive island that you will be exploring. There's a lot of stuff to do on this island, believe it or not. Now, the game does have things that I did not enjoy. As you can see, the map is massive, but things like I wish there was more in the world, mostly the FPS, and I wish there was more going on in the world. But if you like One Piece, I think you should try it, because I think it's one of the only open world games. It's the first one I've played for this particular franchise, and unfortunately you only get to play with the Luffy, but you do interact with his friends quite a bit in missions, side missions, and other things like that. They also help you out from time to time, and I think that's kind of cool. Like, it still feels like you're in that world. You don't do any kind of pirate stuff on the high seas or anything like that, but the island has plenty to do that'll keep you busy, guys. So this game is originally a PS4 game, but it does support HDR. Like I said, it's a native 4K HDR on the PS5. I think on the PS4 it might support HDR as well, but at 1080p. Regardless, the game is gonna look beautiful. This kind of style works. There's his pals right here. Some of them I don't know because I haven't seen the whole anime, and I only seen the live action. So some of them from the live action are there. Sanji, Zoro, and the rest of the cast. Sorry, I can't remember everybody right now. But the people from the show, like the cook, I forgot his name, and Sanji, Sanji's the cook, and I forgot the kid with the sharpshooting skills. I'll remember eventually. The point is that there's also a variety of enemies that you can get into fighting, and Luffy does have two major stances that you can switch to very easily by just pressing pressing down basically, and which makes him stronger. I'm sure you guys know the names to these because it's more in-depth in the anime. I only know, like I said, the live action show, but it got me so into it that I'm gonna watch the anime, I keep saying it, and I am going to. But the other cool stuff is that aside from an array of enemy types, a massive world to explore, side missions, treasures to find, so there's loot. There's also stuff you pick up, like items that do benefit you in some ways. Some others are not really beneficial, but you kind of do make money in a way in the game because you're a pirate. I mean, that's the whole point. And some of these battles are not easy, guys. I mean, you would think that this is just a very friendly game. It's not. It's like there's areas where you're like, wow, this is harder than I thought. And like I said, a massive amount of missions. I'm scrolling through the ones I finished, which are the aqua green, and then the rest are just side missions that I didn't finish. There's 17 chapters in total in this game, I believe, maybe 18. It's actually 17, but there's a bit of dialogue in between and stuff like that. I wouldn't call it a whole chapter, but yeah. And there is right here the skills list, which is really cool. This is what I ended up with by the time I finished the game. Around 20 hours it took me, because I like to explore sometimes. But I think it's a good length for this type of game. Also, there's rings and stuff that you find that help your abilities, like your attack, your defense, and other things like that do make the game more interesting and more in-depth in some ways. It doesn't get too in-depth. It's very simple, but there is things that they added that I'm glad they added, basically. There's among other things that you can do in here, like karma systems with characters and stuff, enemies and friends. So yeah, it's cool. It gets you into the world. There is dialogue that maybe relates to other things that some of you might be familiar with. I was familiar with some. There's also a stealth system, kind of. I don't want to call it a stealth system. It works in some ways if you don't get detected. There's stats that you could put up for that stealth. Like you see, it goes into slow-mo so that I could do another stealth attack. That's the whole reason why I showed that. But that's something that you level up and you gain over time. You don't have it from the beginning, you know. So you, like every other game, you start unlocking things. Right here, as you can see, guys, I'm in the Marine base. These guys are deadly. Probably the strongest group of enemy types you'll fight in the game. With some, I guess, exceptions here and there. But for the most part, these guys are the toughest because they're sharpshooting guns and stuff like that. They do a lot of damage. So even if you're leveled up pretty high, which I am at this point, I was still getting, you know, you still have to be careful. You still have to dodge. In Luffy's original stance, he dodges. He has the ability to dodge. In the other stance, he doesn't, but he hits harder and he can take more hits. So you gotta kind of use both. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. But overall, there is also outfits from the show that you guys may recognize. I recognize maybe one or two, but maybe you guys recognize more. These were free, actually. I didn't buy any of this DLC. It came with the game. And that's one of my favorites, that hero outfit. I call it the superhero Luffy. I don't know. I met the crew that it belongs to. You know, I don't want to spoil the game, but it's kind of cool. Some of the other outfits I wasn't that fond of, but I'm sure they relate to something very important in the story, the original story. And overall, I like the designs. And I'm halfway through the video, and as customary, I like to go ahead and give my, I guess, ultimate score in the middle. And I think this is a 7 out of 10. Well-deserved 7, even though it might be a 6 to some people. Since I like One Piece, it's a 7 as an open world game. I think it does give you enough to have a good time, especially at that price, you know. It might be higher for those of you that enjoy the discount price and the fact that you're fans. But as you can see, there's some stutter there and some slowdown that did bother me. And I wish they would just update this and put it at 60. Like, why not? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Native 4K 60, how about that, HDR? That would be great if they unlock that frame rate, but it's okay. Here is one boss fight I wanted to include in this video, just to show you. It's one of the simpler boss fights. Don't worry, it's not a major spoiler because she's more of a side boss in the game, but it's still really cool that there is sort of side bosses, and they have a history with Luffy, and he's very popular already. They know him, you know, as a pirate, and some of them are genuinely not wanting to fight him. Like, they're scared of him in a way. So, you know, I don't know what happened in the anime and stuff exactly, but I'm sure he whoops some ass, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the animations are really cool. As you can see, he does that machine gun punch. He has the gum skills where he does bazooka and all that you can unlock. And I you know, slowly but surely you get used to the gameplay. As you can see in the first clip that I showed when I started the review, he's doing this Spider-Man like thing with his, you know, rubber arms and stuff, which is really awesome in my opinion. But yeah, overall, if you're a One Piece fan, I think you should try it out. The game should be very cheap now. and it's one of the only open world games that you can find on him that is not, I guess, turn-based, because I think the other one, like I said, is turn-based. But yeah, I found things that are really cool. His personality is very much in here, as well as his friends' personalities, and you do feel like you're inside the anime in a way, on an island, basically, you know. So it's like a long episode of One Piece, maybe one of those anime movies based on that franchise, you know. But yeah, I love this character, so it was very easy for me to play through. I guess some people accused it of having I don't know, fetch quests and stuff like that. Most open world games have that, guys, and for the most part here I enjoyed it because I wanted to know more of the lore and I wanted to know what was going on. So it just depends on your interest for the franchise, and for me it was very easy to just enjoy and then in between do the main missions. That's just how I play them, you know. And I took breaks, you know, because I play other games at the same time. And I do have a playlist as well if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. Maybe you don't want to buy the game, but you still want to check it out. You can go ahead and check out that playlist. The whole game is in there. But here is the, I guess, final menu. There's a screen where it shows you that the game is capable of HDR, which makes the game look way better, among other things. But guys, like I said, 7 out of 10. Well-deserved game. Good graphics, good gameplay, and loyal to the franchise that it's made from. But yeah, guys, other than that, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe when you get a chance. And like I always say, go game.